010 Eric and Talia's encounter. We meet Eric, Larry Fessenden, and his younger girlfriend, Talia Caitlin Shile. They share an intimate moment in bed. Afterward, Eric gets up to take a shower, while Talia heads downstairs for a drink. The tension starts to build as we see Talia glance at the open sliding glass doors, which she closes. Something feels off, but she dismisses it. 040 The eerie discovery. Eric finishes his shower and steps back into the bedroom, only to find the words, "You're next," written on the mirror in blood. He's immediately struck by the horrifying realization that something sinister has happened. As Eric approaches the mirror, the camera zooms out, and he sees Talia lying dead in a pool of blood, stabbed multiple times. Just then, a masked man appears and kills Eric with a machete to the head. The violent and shocking scene sets the stage for the brutal home invasion that follows. 1 o'clock Paul and Aubrey's arrival. After this harrowing opening, we switch to Paul, Rob Moran, and Aubrey, Barbara Crampton, an older couple driving to their country house in the woods for a family reunion. The couple's light-hearted conversation contrasts sharply with the chilling events of the previous scene. On their way, Paul casually mentions their neighbor, Eric, who recently left his wife for a younger woman, Talia, hinting that Eric may have been having relationship issues. 1:40 Settling into the house. The family's secluded mansion feels like a perfect setting for the carnage to come. Paul and Aubrey settle into their country home, but there's an unsettling tension in the air. Aubrey hears strange noises coming from upstairs. She asks Paul if he was upstairs just now, but he dismisses her concern, attributing it to the house's old creaks. 2 o'clock Crispian and Aaron arrive. Their son Crispian A.J. Bowen, and his girlfriend Aaron Sharni Vinson, are the first to arrive at the house. We learn that Aaron is Australian, and there's some early tension between her and the family, especially with Crispian's brother, Drake Joe Swanberg, who mocks him. It's clear that the family has a complicated dynamic, with old grievances simmering just below the surface. 2:30 The strange feeling in the house. Later that night, while the family enjoys dinner, tensions flare when Drake mocks Tarek T. West, Aaron's boyfriend, for making documentaries instead of real films. The argument grows until the entire family is caught in a bickering match. But as the family is distracted, something catches Tariq's eye. He looks out the window and spots something strange in the distance. 3 o'clock The first strike. As the family continues to argue, suddenly, an arrow bursts through the window, hitting Tarek in the forehead. Chaos erupts. More arrows follow, striking the dining room, and the family scrambles to take cover. The sound of an arrow tearing through the window is the beginning of an onslaught that no one in the family saw coming. 3:30 Amy's tragic death. In the confusion, Amy Simetz, the younger sister, tries to make a run for it. The family opens the front door to help her escape, but she's cut down by a taut piano wire strung across the yard. It slices her throat open, and the family can only watch in horror as she bleeds to death before they can even pull her back inside. 4 o'clock Trapped inside. The remaining family members take refuge in the house. Their phones don't work, and they're stuck. They realize that they're being hunted, and something far more sinister is at play. 4:30 The first major kill. As the family desperately tries to figure out their next move, the killers begin picking them off one by one. Fox Mask, one of the assailants, emerges from under the bed and kills Aubrey in a shocking, brutal moment. The blood-curdling scream of a mother being murdered in front of her family is a wake-up call for the survivors. 5 o'clock Felix's betrayal. Paul, enraged, attempts to fight back but is quickly overpowered by Fox Mask. His throat is slit, and he dies in a slow, agonizing manner. This is when the shocking revelation occurs. Felix, Paul's son, orchestrated the entire attack. He's working with the masked killers in order to inherit the family's wealth, which is tied to Paul's lucrative defense contract business. 5:30 The battle for survival. As Felix and Wendy Glenn reveal their true motivations, Aaron, who has proven to be far more resourceful than anyone anticipated, begins to fight back. She grabs weapons around the house and sets traps, using her past survivalist training to her advantage. The tide starts to turn as Aaron takes down Tiger Mask, Nicholas Tucci, bludgeoning him to death with a meat pounder. 6 o'clock A deadly cat and mouse game. The killers, though, are not easily deterred. Aaron sets up traps in the house, including a nail-laden board positioned under a window. She uses her cunning and resourcefulness to stay one step ahead of her attackers. As Fox Mask enters through a window, Aaron prepares for her next move. It's clear she's no longer just a victim, she's a fighter. 6:30 Aaron fights back. Aaron successfully kills Lamb Mask after a brutal struggle in the kitchen. She uses a meat pounder to disable him, showing just how resourceful and dangerous she has become. As she tries to escape the house, she is met by Felix and Z, who now realize that their lives are on the line. They try to confront her, but Aaron has already claimed the upper hand. 7 o'clock, Felix and Z meet their end. Felix, ever the manipulator, tries to offer Aaron a deal, promising her the inheritance. But his words fall on deaf ears. Aaron kills Felix by smashing a blender over his head and using the exposed blades to finish the job. Z, realizing too late that Felix has betrayed her, becomes Aaron's next victim. She's stabbed in the head. 7:30 Crispian's revelation. Just when it seems Aaron has finally triumphed, Crispian enters the house, trying to justify his involvement in the killings. He explains that he was in on it all along, motivated by financial desperation. But Aaron has had enough. She kills him in a swift, brutal manner, ending his life before he can say another word. 8 o'clock The final showdown. After taking down her boyfriend, Aaron faces the last of the killers, Fox Mask. She prepares for one final confrontation, but in a surprising twist, the police arrive. Unfortunately, the officer mistakes Aaron for the killer, and just as he enters the house, he triggers a trap that Aaron had set earlier. A maul swings down and smashes into his face, killing him instantly. 8:30 Aaron's final victory. Exhausted, bleeding, and barely alive, Aaron walks out of the house, victorious. She's the last one standing, everyone else is either dead or taken out by the traps she set. She survives the night, and in doing so, she not only defeats the killers but also takes control of her fate. 9 o'clock Final thoughts. Your next is a thrilling, intense horror film that combines home invasion suspense with a shocking twist of familial betrayal. Aaron, the final girl, is the ultimate survivor. Her strength, resourcefulness, and grit allow her to turn the tables on the killers. The film keeps the audience on edge, constantly subverting expectations, and providing a gripping narrative from start to finish. If you haven't seen it yet, this film is definitely worth checking out for anyone who enjoys a good survival horror with a dark twist. 9:30 Wrap up. What did you think of your next? Was Aaron the best final girl in recent horror films? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more horror movie breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. 10 o'clock.